So this week, for the first time in my teaching career in China, we've been doing parent-teacher conferences because the class I teach is kind of a new. It's a bilingual class, so they have half days instruction all in English with me, and then half days instruction all in Chinese with the Chinese teacher. And so it's a 20 child class, which is small for China. Their peers of their age group, they start to get up to 20, 30, and then 40 and then by the time you hit first grade, it might be like 40 to 60 kids. Mm-hmm. And these kids are always going to be the same 20 students. And so there is like a big deal about this kind of Western style education, bilingual, and to add to that touch, we are going to take a personal interest in your child, so we're going to have these home visits.
Like it or not.
Yeah. Home visits where like the parents and this parent-teacher conference were, similar to other places that do this. We talk about our goals for the student together and any problems and any positives. I mean, positives are what we emphasize. And again, my students are like 2.5 to 4 years old, so like it's all positives, except for the hitting and biting. That's
spitting and peeing.
Yeah. Well, and the peeing is like they're kids. They're working on that.
Oh, they're working on hitting too.
They are. That's true. We would like them to stop working on that. But lost my page. Here we go.
Musical interlude.
Yeah. So the home visits were like, I've been in a few of our friends' homes like a couple times, but like not a lot. I haven't been to a Chinese person's home that often in our time in China.
I would say like it's strangely familiar as New Yorkers, where it's a lot of the apartments might not be small like New York apartments. They're big inside usually, but people go out.
Yeah.
There's really hanging out is maybe more of a family thing. Like
yeah.
Close family.
Because I think in a lot of apartments, not all necessarily, but you have like multiple generations living together. So it's not like you're going to have a bunch of people over because like maybe grandma's taking a nap or maybe baby is also taking a nap.
Or dad is taking a nap.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't actually gotten the opportunity to go to a Chinese person's home, but I have heard a lot about Chinese hospitality, which is
we've been to a bunch of homes, but it's usually a lot of times it's for a holiday.
Yeah. So it's like a party is different than like
you don't just like stop by. This isn't Seinfeld. You don't just Kramer your way into everything.
But that there's like a lot of rules to Chinese hospitality.
Or at least we don't, anyways. I don't know, maybe Chinese people Kramer their way into their friends' apartments.
They might.
The doors are left open all the time, so
But anyway, so there's like, we've heard about, and so this is my first time to experience of like, there's gonna be a lot of offering of things, and you as the guest, you're not supposed to say yes until maybe you can offer 3 times and then you say yes. I don't know. It's complicated.
Something. I've heard 5.
Yeah.
And it also, it's not just in the house, but I mean, gifts all around, right?
Yeah. And like,
if you're at a dinner party.
Don't compliment anything in their home or they'll give it to you. And not like,
unless you want it.
Like,
I mean, go for it then.
Well, yeah. And because there's an aspect of like they're supposed to provide for you, but like you as the guest don't take advantage of that and take all their stuff.
Yeah.
But so I had like a lot of practice of like, here, have this. Oh, no, I couldn't. And I had my Chinese co-teacher came with me. Mm-hmm. So I followed her example, but then I realized she was following my example. And there was like, oh man.
Is she much younger than you?
I don't think much. Well, I'm so old. Yeah. She might be like in her late 20s.
So just as a professional that has some years in the job, she might be going like What does she do?
Well, I think.
I mean, she might know the tradition more than you as
I think there's again like this is so foreign to us, but it like she also can't make me look bad and I can't make her look bad. Yeah. So we both do kind of have to like match the same level. So she's like, of course she's playing the game at a super advanced level. Mm-hmm. But then she like I think also has this imperative to if I do accept something, then if she doesn't accept, it makes me look bad, and she doesn't want to do that to me.
Right. You got to work as a team.
Yeah.
Like our bosses at the public school, where like, or at bosses anywhere, where you're with the boss's boss, and you have to work with your closest boss to be like, whether it's drinking games or offering games or like, you have to do this. They'll like coach you on the side of like, take this from. But don't take that. But take it this first and then that.
Because even if it's a competition, winning too much sends a message, and maybe you do want to send that message, especially I think in a business environment. Kind of power play. But if you don't, you're not trying to completely,
hopefully you're not trying to win over parents.
Yeah.
Or win them over.
In your face. Face. But yeah, so they all had like little fruit out for us and different stuff. And then like, so I get so in my head about it. Like, if it's grapes, like that's fine. That you wash some grapes, you can eat those later. But like when one family cut up a dragon fruit, like if I don't eat it, then they have to eat like too much dragon fruit.
Or like your coworker, the other American.
Yeah.
That they made you a bunch of dumplings and.
Yeah.
You were in the elevator.
They made us the grandmother is from Dongbei in the north, and so she was making like her kind of dumplings, and as we're leaving, they're like, no, Grandma made you guys some dumplings. You have to take them. You have to try them. And so try to me, I thought like, oh, they'll bring us out. There on this one there was 3 of us, so they'll bring us out 3 dumplings. No, they brought us 3 servings of dumplings in a Tupperware container. And so we like sat outside and ate some, because we really did have to get going. But we also like there's this aspect because the home visits are at dinner time, so everybody's like, we have to make you dinner, and we're like, don't make us dinner. One, because like that's too much work for like. We're imposing on you by coming into your home, and we're having this meeting situation. But then also like, I don't want to stay at your house and eat dinner. I want to get these meetings done with so I could go home.
And you have another meeting to go to, possibly another dinner.
So we sat outside.
And you're trying to get home to go to dinner.
Yeah.
And so it's this series of niceties that are all like.
Yeah, everyone's being so polite, it's painful.
Yeah.
So we like ate the dumplings outside, some of them. And they were good.
But then the rest of them, you had too many. So on the way in the elevator, Matthews was
my coworker is like, "Can I finish these?" I'm like, "Don't do that."
You got to get rid of them before you get to the next.
And then so he's like, "I guess I just have to tell them my wife made these," and which the
next people, the next apartment that you have, the next family.
Because we didn't want them to feel like they have to make us dumplings.
You're like Halloween going around from house to house filling up with dumplings.
I think this is in America too, but like the competition between parents, like, are you watching my child? Are you blah, blah, blah?
Sure.
So if one family, if it got out that one family made us dumplings, then everybody was going to make us dumplings, I think.
The next like 2 weeks at school, every kid is dropped off with like a thermos full of.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that part is like, that's the cultural experience of living in another culture, to see that, and then like navigating it is hard, but it is also like, okay, I'm really in it. I'm not just reading about like what it's like. And like I did notice by the end of the week, in the beginning of the week, I was successfully with no. Oh no, thank you. Oh no, thank you. And like didn't take anything. By the end of the week, I was like, oh no, okay, thank you. Especially one mom and dad, because the parents are in it together. Had a little like strawberry shortcake, and her son, my student, was slicing me a slice, and I was just like, that looks so good. I'm not even gonna say no. Griffin's already cutting the cake. Oh, thank you. And
by the end of the week, you're like expecting it of like, now you are like, that's a nice car.
Yeah. And I know I also get some leeway as the foreigner. I get to like not be so good at the rules. But that Carly, my co-teacher, she is Chinese, so she does have to kind of navigate these rules correctly. But she would not accept anything until after I had accepted it, was what I noticed was happening. And then there was one family. So the kids are like crazy that I'm in their house. They're so excited. One of the manager's daughters, Bella, she was like, even just talking about it at school, she was like, but the kids go crazy that I'm in their house. And some of them
Did they get made up? They were like any fancy clothes?
No fancy clothes, but they do like take out every toy to show me that they have. And then
what was the best toy? Just to play all the kids against each other. If you could bring home one toy and take it away.
You know who's my favorite. And he had a plush dinosaur rocking horse that had like not felted, but like a quality stuffed animal.
It had a quilt inside the.
Yeah, and so it was like
rideable.
Just like a beautifully designed little dinosaur. It was adorable, and it was a rocking horse that also, if you like pull the wheels down, it could be a rider that Dad nice. Pulled around the living room. And he's just the cutest little kid. And he also gave me strawberry shortcake. You can put together who this is. But you can't, because that's a fake name and you don't know these kids.
Griffin's fine.
I named him after Griffin McElroy from My Brother, because I like that as a podcast.
I until recently hadn't heard Griffin as a name ever before.
I wonder if it's a millennial name? Because then you have Griffin Newman.
From Blank Check. That was the first time I actually heard. I mean, Griffin, it's a mythical beast. That's a Dungeons and Dragons term that I've heard. But
all right, to get into it more, Griffin also does have like eyebrows and jowls and like a very serious face. So that like he has like a griffin face.
And he's what, like 3, 2?
He's 2 years and 10 months. He's so cute. I'm getting so off topic. I shouldn't say this publicly, but I said I would kidnap him, except I see how happy he is to see his mom at the end of the day, and I couldn't deny him that happiness.
If Griffin disappears and you're in Luzhou,
it was me.
You know, okay.
But I wouldn't kidnap him because he loves his family so much. And his family loves him. It's so beautiful.
And they all love you.
They do. Everybody, all the kids love me. And they go nuts and they show me all their toys. And then Jasper took it upon himself. Jasper is also a child, not a parent. That when my hands were empty, he would bring me another grape or bring me another seed or bring me another nut. And if I have it in my hand, I'm just going to eat it because that's what I do. Like Carly just held on to the grape, so she didn't get served any more grapes. But I, like,
sucker,
very astutely, if my hand was empty, I must need another grape. So he kept bringing me more food. And like I came home actually with a pocket full of seeds and nuts because I was like, I do have to stop eating these because I don't actually want them. Not that they were bad, but like before dinner time, I don't want to snack so much. I want to have dinner when I get home. So I had a pocket full of seeds, which was funny.
Nice get.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was all interesting. And then another interesting part was because I've heard a lot, and you've heard a little bit over the years of like Chinese parents are so strict.
Mm-hmm.
And then my experience at the training school was like those parents are maniacs that get like after school lessons for